Good morning, Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. Let's talk about the first Alien movie, specifically the protagonist, Lieutenant Ripley. In the final reel of the movie, when it's just the xenomorph and Lieutenant Ripley, she is visibly terrified. And yet her actions result in the alien's destruction and her survival. This is important. Many times in an action movie, the protagonist will sublimate their fear into rage and bravado. And we don't see that with Ellen Ripley. She owns her fear. I mean, to the point where she's actually singing to herself at one point. That's huge. By not squandering our energy, repressing our fear, or completely indulging our fear, by finding that middle point of recognizing our fear, she had the resourcefulness to still deceive the creature and blast it into space. When we look closely at Buddha's meditation manual, the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, the 4 bases of mindfulness, we see that we are not told to suppress or ignore our emotions. We're not told to indulge our emotions. We're told to be mindful of our emotions and dance with them. To notice the presence of greed, the presence of hate, the presence of fatigue, the presence of agitation, the presence of fear. To notice these ugly things. We're taught to dance with them by exploring their 5 aggregates. So if we're feeling fear, we really explore our mood. We really explore the story that we're telling ourselves in the middle of that mood. For instance, Ellen might have been telling herself, he's going to eat my face. We explore the labels we're telling ourselves, such as, this is horrible, my crew is dead, the Nostromo is dead, and all I am in is this giant life raft with a ridiculous cat. Or we could be using evaluation, this is painful, this is pleasurable, this is neither. Or we could be exploring a raw sense contact. Where do I feel the fear? Do I feel it here? Do I feel it back here? Do I feel it here? Is my jaw tension? What's the raw sense contact that's the root of this experience? By playing with these things, we are able to transcend them. I'm remembering one of Lieutenant Ripley's crewmates. I think she was played by Nancy Cartwright. And she spent most of her screen time crying and waiting to be rescued and saying no, no, no. And it ended very badly for her. Another crewmate, a rather butch fellow, tried wrestling the xenomorph. And at one point, it looked like he would prevail. The xenomorph had him in his grasp, and he was pushing back. They were both growling. And then we were all surprised when the xenomorph opened its mouth and its tongue shot out, and its tongue had its own set of jaws. Remember that? That blew us all away. No one was expecting that. But that's a great example of the folly of fighting fear with just more rage. It did not work out for the poor bastard. I think about Tom Skerritt, who played the skipper of the Nostromo. And he was completely repressing his fear when he was going through the ventilation shaft after the xenomorph. And it did not end well for him either. So we had Tom Skerritt's character repressing fear. We had Nancy Cartwright indulging fear. We had Yaphet Kotto, I think that was his name. I may be mistaken, probably am. Supplementing his fear into rage. Then we have Lieutenant Ripley, who felt her fear, who recognized her fear, but was not owned by her fear. That's huge. And that's why I use Buddha's particular style of meditation. For it neither ignores the problem, nor represses the problem, nor transmutes the problem. It recognizes the problem in the present moment and finds a way for us to dance with it. You and yours be happy and healthy. Good day.